All right, guys, what is good? Next day with the swap right now. I got some decent progress done last night. At least get to start to taking the axles off, draining all the fluids. Oh, I need to label my ECU harness. So that's enough talking. Let's get right into it. Don't mind the mess, guys. So I have the I got some painter's tape right here to label sensors and stuff like that, and then I got 2 sheets of the PVC board. I still can't believe I started this, guys. It's kind of crazy to think about. All right, guys, you can see I have some painter's tape, for example, on my MAF sensor here. Not taking me forever. Tranny. This is the resonator one right there. So mark all your sensors, guys. I highly recommend it. I left off with the slave cylinder last night and I took this thing off. You guys can see, kind of shot. And the slave cylinder is literally those 2 12mm bolts above your front engine mount. So crack those free. You can take your slave off with your hard line. I'm actually gonna put this up on the windshield here. Need to get this back intake intake box bracket off, if you want to call it that, the stock intake. So there's 3 10mm bolts on the back. You guys could see the 2 back there, but we got to get this thing free so we can get that thing out of there. You can start seeing the axles now and everything, so keep plugging away here. I got my 14mm wrench on the auto tensioner down there for the serpentine belt. Just kind of put the wrench on with a breaker bar, push back towards you, and we could slide the belt right off like so. All right, so I cracked these 2 12mm, this one here and this one here for the idler pulley base. The idler base is off, guys. We need to remove the whole bracket basically. So we got to get the 14mm for the tensioner, which is this pulley here, and then there's 12mm. There's one there, one in the middle, one in the back, and there might be another one on the bottom. So we're gonna start working on this. See my ratchet wrench to get that 14 off for the tensioner. So this thing's spinning, the bolt's ready to come out. Come on. There it is. This middle one is always a pain in the balls, guys. I know I'm all over the place here, but there's no specific order on how to do this stuff, guys. I'm just going with my order, whatever. I got the radiator cap cracked right now, and I'm gonna jack the vehicle up. I'm gonna take the tires off, pop the center caps out right here so I can get my axle nut off. All right, guys, just gotta pop this center cap off. You guys can see, just push in on it. On the other side. Kind of takes 2 hands actually, but oh. And while I'm over here, take our flathead. I'm gonna hammer down so I can open up this axle nut right there, because that piece is holding it in that groove. So if I don't crack that, I won't be able to get the nut off. So let's hammer this flathead into there. We need to make it open. Like so. All right, guys, center caps are out on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this axle nut. I believe it's a 36, I want to say. Got the 36, big 36mm OEM. I had this from the last time I did my clutch job, which was like 3 years ago. And I'm gonna use my big breaker bar. I'm gonna spray it with some PB just because it's been on there for a while. It looks kind of seized. Got my good old jack leverage bar right here. Finally got it, guys. Axle nut. All right, guys. Wheels are off on both sides, as you can see. I'm gonna get this jack out of here, crack the coolant drain plug and get that coolant out of there. And then we could keep proceeding on after that. We'll probably start taking off some coolant hoses maybe. We're making good progress, guys. It's only been like a couple hours so far into this. So a lot more to go, guys. I'll take you guys under here with me right here. There it is. So coming underneath here, this black thing is the coolant drain. That the engine coolant is out officially. We need to work on draining the engine oil real quick, and then we need to work on draining the transmission fluid. Yo, he sold the FA5 for a Ford, by the way. I forgot to tell you, bro. This kid's diehard Ford fan right now, yo. Yo, it's going down.
Ford ain't going in the FG, she's going in the winch.
Going in this. Look at this thing, dude. All right, Billy's just coming through right now if you don't get stuck, but wanted to give me a hand, check out how this stuff is going so far. And I just made a complete mess with the freaking coolant everywhere, guys. All right, what's Billy doing right now? Billy draining the oil out. Maybe he can make less of a mess than I did. Coolant. I probably should have jacked this car up more, huh?
No, you're good.
But Bill's cracking it. I'm trying to find the I gotta work on the tranny fluid next. Cracked that tranny fill bolt on the top here, and now Billy's underneath. He's gotta crack the drain bolt, and the top's a 17 mil and the bottom's a 3/8. All you need is a 3/8 drive ratchet, and you should be able to get it off.
About to come over there.
All right, Bill's gotta move positions. Switch. It's kind of hard to see it, but there it goes. All right. Let's see how dirty this stuff is.
Tranny fluid coming out now, guys. Ooh.
Shit's clean, dude, huh?
Yeah, dude, it is. There you go.
All right, guys. Fluids are out. I was going to take the drive shafts off, but I'm going to wait to do that till the end. I'm gonna have to remove the radiator at some point, just because when I'm pulling this thing, it doesn't come too far close and hit the radiator. I don't want to destroy this because it's aluminum racing. So I'm gonna start removing this side. Bill's gonna work on this side. There's all 10mm bolts basically. Radiator support brackets, obviously. Pretty cake. Fans got to come out. Easy stuff, guys. 10mm. Couple connectors underneath this rail.
The top radiator support bar, and we're ready to take her out.
Don't forget the harness in the back right here, that thing. It's for your fans. Fold this off to the side. We got to get 10mm for the fan shrouds, disconnect this sensor here. Couple clamps, obviously, nothing major. You guys know the deal.
What's this?
That's from the bracket resting on it.
This is aluminum?
Yep. Fan out. Obviously, I need to get the hoses off first. Once I get the hoses off, I'll be able to slide this thing up, and then the radiator should be able to come right up too. So let me get a flat head, and then I need some pliers for this.
Flathead.
All right, that should be good. All right, twist this thing off.
Pull out game strong.
G plus, boy.
Pull out game strong, right, Gerb?
I meant hell yeah. Yeah, hell no. All right, I gotta grab this clamp.
Look at that clean hose.
Fans are out. Got this bottom coolant hose. We have our engine coolant temp sensor. I'm unplugging this. Here we go. All right, there it is. Now I should be able to get this sensor off. Radiator's out, made a fuck ass. Look at my sleeve. Gotta love the oversized radiator. Fan shroud is out. Both fans are disconnected. We got the coolant hoses off. Now I think I'm going to get the AC compressor bolts off. I'm not disconnecting the AC line, explode in my face, the Freon. And after that, I need to unplug some of these hoses in the back. I think those are the heater, yeah, the heater core hoses, which are these two right here. And yeah, just keep tinkering with this, guys. A lot of work. Putting this thing back together, putting the K24 in is gonna be quite of a project, but hopefully we got this, guys. I'm confident I'm taking my time. Before I get the AC compressor off, I'm just gonna disconnect a few sensors here. All of mine are seized. Look at this. We'll get that off of there so we don't stretch out any wires. I might as well undo the alternator while I'm at it. Leave that there. And then there's a ground for the alternator on the top. That's pretty much it. I think there's 6 bolts that are holding this thing on. They're 12 millimeters. The first 2 off for the AC compressor. I think there's 3 on the bottom. You're gonna need to hit them from the bottom there.
So we're taking off the AC compressor right now. Gerb got
like,
with a
completely shot
3/8 drive extension in my 12 mil. Got them cracked already. Now just gotta get the bolts off, and we're gonna pull up the
label in that.
AC compressor.
AC compressor's free. I'm gonna like keep it off to the side right now. Like I said, we're not disconnecting any AC lines. So I'm gonna leave this here. I need to figure out, I might have to swap my K20 AC bracket onto the K24 because I don't know if the JDM is gonna be the same as that. So it's soon to be pulled, guys, very, very soon. So I'm pretty ecstatic. I never thought I was gonna start this.
Never stop.
Never start, never stop. All right. No. Bill filming over here, yo. Shout out for the hand. This dude wanted to come through, obviously.
Yep. Hey, it's a good learning experience for us both.
2 hoses in the back are off. That one was a nightmare. I don't even want to talk about the clamp because I spent like 15 minutes on it. Oh, shoot, I got crap on my screen. But yeah, I finagled with that clamp for like, I don't know, probably like a good, probably 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, it's getting there, like I said, trying to figure out what I want to do next. Obviously, we're going to leave the mounts on for the last. You got the front mount right there.
Yeah, it's the last thing.
Last thing, I don't want any strain on the motor, especially because I'm on an angle too. It doesn't really make life easier. But yeah, we're moving along. I spilled coolant everywhere on the trans, obviously. So be sure when you guys drain your coolant, you do it right. And keep in mind that the aluminum racing radiators hold way more coolant. I have like probably 1.5 gallons in there right now, and I forgot about that. So when I went to go pull my radiator out from the subframe there, it just started spilling everywhere, literally. So I filled up that. You guys can see your boy was never overheating. That's way more than 1 gallon right there.
And before it even came out, friggin' 1/2 gallon spilled all over.
Yeah, man, this is a lot of work, but you guys just got to stay positive through it. You're gonna fight a lot of things. Obviously, the AC compressor, the bolts were kind of hard to get off, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I went at the bottom bolts with a 1/4 drive ratchet at first because I couldn't find my 3/8 extension,
and I was using my 12.
But we got them cracked.
Yep.
They weren't too bad, honestly. They weren't too bad, but they were definitely on there. Right. And there was some corrosion on the bolts. But
what do you think? You ready to swap your FA5?
One day. I'm gonna rock the ZT for a little bit longer until I start getting some bad problems with it. I mean, we got the new chain.
Just literally did the chain, the tensioner. Well, once you do your valves, dude, you'll be good to go.
Yep.
He's be wasting money if he got another motor, basically.
One day though, 24, definitely. Definitely. So just look forward to that down the road, guys.